Hi there. My name is Randall Sokoloff, and I just wanted to talk to you quickly about anxiety and mindfulness. I find that a lot of people who suffer from anxiety don't really understand what they're suffering from. They just complain about anxiety in the same way that you might complain about the wind without really understanding what the wind is. In my psychotherapy practice, anxiety is probably the number one complaint that I encounter. In my opinion, I think we are suffering in our current society from an epidemic of anxiety, what I call the brain gone wild. So, what anxiety is basically it's a expectation. Anxiety is really caused by an expectation of a future threat. It's a continual, chronic expectation of some kind of future threat. Anxiety is an emotion, and it's usually characterized by a state of turmoil in here, in the head, in the brain. It's experienced as a continual state of psychological turmoil, and it can create certain kinds of nervous behavior, uncomfortable physical symptoms, and also rumination, continually being identified with your thought processes, which are usually mostly negative. This is generally what anxiety is. And as I said, anxiety is an emotion, and it is characterized by a continual feeling of some kind of, there's going to be some kind of future threat. The problem with anxiety is that it's an inaccurate way of being in the world. This is why I think anxiety really is a mental illness, because the brain is not perceiving being in reality correctly. The brain is always perceiving some kind of future threat, which isn't here in the present moment. So it's an inaccurate way of being in the world. From a mindfulness perspective, anxiety is considered to be a wandering mind. The person is continually identified with a mind that's wandering into the future continually. It's always wandering off into worst case scenarios and all the threatening things that can happen in the future. There's a lot of research that's been done about how a wandering mind is an unhappy mind. As long as our mind is wandering, you can pretty much count on the fact that you will be unhappy. So the key with when dealing with anxiety from a mindfulness perspective is to be able to focus your attention. That is the key. The more focused you are, the less anxiety you will have. So when using mindfulness to more effectively manage anxiety, I like to practice a form of deliberate mindfulness, meaning I'm deliberately and actively refocusing my attention in the present moment or in the now, meaning I'm becoming aware of my breathing, moving in and out through my nose. I'm becoming aware of my chest expanding and contracting. I'm noticing sounds that I'm hearing, and I'm aware of physical sensations that are present in my body. I'm grounding myself back in reality. Reality meaning the space that I'm inhabiting in the now. Whereas normally people are so identified with their rumination or their mental chatter that they're only 20%, 10% in reality. And there may be 80%, 90% somewhere else. So when using deliberate mindfulness, the key is to become aware of when you are identified with mental chatter or when you are lost in rumination. Know that it's happening, and then be willing to shift your focus back into reality by noticing your breathing, moving in through your nose and back out, And just try and stay with that for 30 seconds, a minute. Follow your breathing. Notice sounds that you're hearing. Become aware of sensations in your body. Realize that in this moment, everything is fine. In this moment right now, I'm okay. And that is a more accurate way of being in the world. And the more moments filled with accurate ways of being in the world, the less anxiety you'll naturally experience. Hope this is helpful. Thank you.